What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a second gen swap on a 2020 Ram 3500. Should be the same as all the older trucks. We'll find out today. Alright, so we're going to start on this side of the motor because I got an aftermarket intake horn and a grid heater delete. I bought the parts for 2018 and below to see if it's going to fit. I don't think we're going to have a problem though. And then we're going to go to this side and remove the turbo and EGR and all that good stuff. Alright, now that we got the intake horn off, we're going to start by removing the injector lines. Make sure you keep them in order because it's kind of hard to put them back if you don't know the order. And then once we get all the injector lines off, we'll be taking this off because I got the grid heater delete. So far I've noticed that sensor right there is different. So like I said before, I bought this for the basically 2018 and before model. So we're gonna see how that's gonna play out, see if it fits. So I had to take some of the harnesses and just unplug them and move them all to the side so I can have room to work. I know you're supposed to take off all the injector lines one at a time, but I've gotten away with it where I've just taken them off from the head and taken the whole thing and moved it over to the side. So we're gonna see if that works. So my idea of taking the bolts just off the head to move the rail off isn't working. I know it's worked before on a 5.9, but I guess not on this newer truck. Look at that. This truck has 100 miles on it.
Gotta love it coming.
And it's all rusty. At least it doesn't have all the soot from the EGR. We're removing all of that before we have any problems. Alright, so here's a comparison. Some of you guys are thinking maybe you want to buy like the more expensive ones. I know BD sells one that's exactly the same. This one's 60 bucks on Amazon and it's machined. It's good. The only thing that's different is it just comes with these little spacers here. So that's literally the only difference. I know they sell other ones for like $150 or $200. This one's 60 and it'll do just fine. They do sell like a longer wire extension for this because this is gonna have to go right here. So that's about the only difference I see. So we're about to put it on. All right, so if any of you guys are buying these like pusher style intakes off of Amazon that are like 150 bucks, 100 bucks, wherever they put the kink, it's not perfect because it's Chinese, so you're gonna have to bend it just a little bit more. And then what I did is I just kind of took a little pry bar and just pried the line just a little bit to make sure not to like put any scratches or dents in that. And then you're good to go. But we got the grid heater delete on. Now we're just gonna put all the injector lines on. We're gonna move over to this side now. First thing you want to do is drain the coolant, get some of the coolant out, and then once you've done that, you can start by removing basically this whole cluster here. All right, I started first by removing the EGR cooler. There's, let's see, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts and a clamp here holding it. So you want to remove that first so that you can access the bolts that go into the head. All right, now we got this bracket out that holds the EGR cooler. We can access the other bolts and start removing the manifold. So I got the whole manifold off, and now we're gonna start by installing all the fittings and parts. First we want to remove the factory oil drain and install the aftermarket one, and then also same thing with the coolant down there. You're gonna put a aftermarket fitting on there, and it comes with the aftermarket coolant line that you're gonna replace. You're gonna replace it, and you're gonna replace this. This goes to the bottom of the coolant tank, so this aftermarket line here will replace that. So we're gonna install all those parts and then continue on with the manifold. Well, there we have the manifold mounted up to the motor already, and all the fittings, oil drain, coolant lines. I got to figure out where this is going to go because I'm pretty sure that's going to interfere with the turbo. Got all my parts powder coated. I own a powder coating shop, so I powder coated everything to match. All right, so we ran into a little bit of problems here, and we're gonna have to end up trimming the harness plastic cover here that holds this up. So we ended up trimming that because the turbo does not fit without a spacer. So we're just working on that right now and trying to get the turbo mounted up. So I just trimmed it here, and I'm gonna clean that up a little bit and then just put these back into place. You guys, if you're buying a kit, they're gonna come with studs that aren't long enough, so I had to get studs that were a little bit longer. And the reason why you have to use the spacer is because the front housing hits the steed speed manifold. So if you're using like a 3-piece ATS manifold or something, you should be fine. But this is like the first truck that has a steed speed on it, so we're kind of just working with what we got. All right, so I got everything on. Sorry I didn't film that part. It's just been raining on and off lately, and it's hard to film in between the rain showers here in Florida, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, just mount the turbo back on, put the V-band on, and then fight with the charge pipes. That was kind of a pain, but got them on. I mean, that's really all that you have to do is just connect those pipes, put the oil feed on, and trim this a little bit. And then I just put a zip tie up here to hold it back, and that's it. So the things that I ran into that I needed to get outside of the kit were new bolts for this because they need to be longer, and the new bolts for, not the bolts, the studs for the turbo housing to fit. They need to be longer because there's a spacer on there. That's basically all the things you need to do outside of, you know, the kit that they send you. But other than that, it went together really smoothly, and let's see how it runs now. So this truck has 100 miles on it. It's brand new. 127 miles. I got a 4-inch exhaust. If you're looking for an exhaust, I would just go with the NDRP. Bolts up pretty well. The downpipe fits in the same area, so you don't really have to do much cutting and trimming. So there you have it, guys. Brand new 2020 with a 2nd gen swap. Well, thanks for watching.